I'm always very disheartened when Mattel has a big announcement. They show off new figures, and then the news comes out that basically what they're doing is making their figures worse. This is a very vocal topic on the Wrestling Figures Forum, and now I'm bringing this news to you guys. This news needs to be out. WWE basics are ruined, and you might think that that's a little clickbaity for this video, but it's true. It's true. Whatever Kurt Angle says, it's true. All right, this is a basic, right? This is a regular basic. Okay? This is what we've been having. Imagine if they took out this articulation where you can bend it here, and instead of just a bend here, you could also swivel it both ways. That's what they're doing. It's kind of like, do I have any Star Wars toys here so you can see the type of thing? Any Marvel Legends? I don't know if I have. All right. Here's a figure to show what they're replacing it with. A swivel rotation at the elbow instead of just this. And yes, this deserves a cringe dab. Because what they're doing is making these figures less articulated, so what's the point? What's the point here? And also, apparently, they're taking away foot articulation, too. So, basics are going to, in my opinion, are not going to be as much of a value as they have been. And it's also really bothersome because no longer will your basics look, well, with the new basics, look good with the new basics, because everything's going to be so different, you know, with the lack of articulation. And we all have elbows and stuff, and it doesn't swivel. It doesn't swivel right here. It swivels at the shoulder. You know, you feel that at the bicep. And foot articulation is especially important with the basics. You know, the elites sometimes the foot articulation on the elites it doesn't really work, but on the basics they work, and it really helps it because the basic articulation, you can't really do much. So having that foot articulation in there really helps pose it. And it's like, I don't get it. Just basics, not elite, right? Yes, elites aren't changing. But basics are getting less articulation, less accurate articulation for the human form. And literally, this is Kibble asked, how do I feel about the new arm mold? This is what I'm talking about. Is this permanent? Based on what figures they've shown at Comic-Con, yes, this is looking to be the future of wrestling figure basics, which, in my opinion, really sucks. You know, it makes sense on a financial level for them to try and make these figures cheaper, but they've been nickel and diming us left and right. And even though they've been making some incredible figures this year, if this comes to fruition, your boy's gonna be angry mode. Because I'm angry right now when I found about it. Maybe it's just for Comic-Con. It's more realistic. When you move, you're not moving there. You're moving here, dude. Just do that, and you can feel that's where it moves. Your elbow just bends. Elbow just bends, dude. It's not more realistic at all. Angry mode. Yeah, I'm angry, dude. I'm angry, dude, because we're gonna be paying more money for less. Also, yeah, not being able to move your ankles up and down. Is that more realistic? No. This is how the human body works, guys. What's wrong with WWE? It's not WWE, it's Mattel. So FTR is right. I don't know why they think this is a good idea, because we have these tough talkers, yes, and these have less articulation, but they'll still kind of have more articulation because they have that than the upcoming basics. Yes, the basics will still have the wristbands, which is great. Which is great, but it makes no sense, especially with the announcements today, like Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, which are going to be good. Is it just with basics or also with elites? Elites, as far as I know, haven't changed at all. It's just basics and battle packs. And battle packs, they've nickeled and dimed us. They don't put in accessories, so what's the point now? I see some people just saying, just don't buy the basics. Some people are just made as basics. What will this have for the women figures? As far as I know, women figures won't actually. I don't think they'd actually take the time to change the women, because it seems like Mattel don't really care about the women figures unless it's Nia Jax or fashion dolls. Yeah, like they do so much work on these figures to save money instead of making it so that they work better for the consumer, in a sense. And that's really bothersome when companies do that. Like, I bet they put in so much money to develop those dolls when I'm sure the majority of wrestling figure collectors just want better figures of the women, easier. Instead of doing the doll things, what if they put these women and made them easier to get in the main series, Next up, we won't get accessories with elites. That's possible. I could definitely see that happening. Is it with basics or also elite? I've answered this like 5 times. It's just basics. And there's someone even said, how many times does he have to answer it? They want us to buy more elites. I get. Why you do this, Mattel? I don't know. And it's weird because I keep hearing people say that it's more accurate, and it's just straight up not. It's just straight up not. Try and move your arm, and that's not how it works. I don't have a username on WFig, so stop trying to find me. That's creepy, dude. I'm mad too because it's like we saw some incredible figures announced this weekend and even today. And today they announced a lot more basics. And it's just so upsetting that they took so many steps forward this past year and made it so much better, these figures. And now it's just like, no, we're gonna, like, I can understand if they take out that articulation and put it down to like $7 or something, then it would be understandable to have less articulation and simpler articulation, but I don't see that happening. I see these staying at the $10.99, $10 section, which isn't cool. Broccoli Boy said, stop putting stuff in battle packs so they can make the dioramas and mutant zombies. I don't think so. I think they just did that to nickel and dime. I think they thought doing the zombies would sell, and I think they thought that doing the diorama would make more people want to buy the whole sets, but it's not like Marvel Legends, where the Build-A-Figure is something that people actually want to build. I don't see many people actually wanting to build the whole diorama. So I think that they're separate funds for separate projects. And I'm like, a lot of people want me to buy certain things to review. And I'm probably, like I always say this, but I don't want to pay $10 for something that's not worth $10. And if you guys agree with me, check this out. I'm going to be a shill here. Hit that thumbs up if you're mad that Mattel are doing this and you want the old basic style, because that's what I want. And we did, though, see some figures today, like a new Eva Marie, which I'm very excited for. But we also saw a new AJ Styles, a lot of color. I'm still surprised that they're not using the Evan Bourne belt sculpt. But I don't know if I have a favorite right now. But yeah, Old basic style. You know what? For those of you on Twitter, I bet if you went hashtag old basic style to Mattel and we got this trending, which would never happen because I only have 46, I don't know, 1,000 subs or something. But like, I don't know. It's like they don't care, and I feel like so many people are just gonna buy it and be like, it's more accurate, guys. It's more accurate now, instead of actually caring about keeping the quality, and instead of progressing with the line and articulation, because it's not 1992. There's no point to have less articulation in this day and age. That's the way I see it. And we did see a new Sasha today, and that belt looked way too big on her. Yeah, hashtag bring back old articulation. Yeah, the thing is, they haven't even released these figures yet, and it's so bothersome. It's so bothersome, and they just need to stop. They need to stop, guys. It's 2017. They need to stop taking out articulation. They need to bring back the accessories to the battle packs. And Nate, I answered that question already. Let's burn Twitter, guys. FTR. They're cereal toys now. That's a good point. They do look like when I went back and I looked at the pictures Ringside have been posting and noticed the lack of articulation, it's like these look like the discount series that you'd find at like CVS, Walgreens, or some grocery store. Not like a good wrestling toy that you can put with your. Because I know everyone always says just get the elites and stuff like that. Skip the basics. But if you were to get a basic and have it next to an elite, basically the only articulation you're removing is the ab crunch and the extra leg movement. So it's like this time around, though, they're taking so much away instead. So I don't know how well they'll go with your elites now, because yeah, and no TJP. I really don't know what to do, and I literally can't do anything because I don't work for Mattel or anything, and it is what a waste, and it's a bummer to see that, and hopefully enough people do get like pissed off about it. Would you be mad if they just took away the basics? Yeah, I would, because a lot of figures that and wrestlers that don't get the opportunity, they're not like on the level of elite, then you probably wouldn't get those wrestlers. Would you stream about your thoughts and predictions about Battleground? Yes, that's going to happen later this weekend. And so to get back on topic, basics, removing articulation, Mattel has ruined the line, possibly. But I can definitely still see them, people buying them and stuff like that. So it might not totally ruin it, but I'm sure a large percentage of collectors will just be like, if you're as angry as I am, guys, I don't know, tweet at them or something. I don't know what you want to do, but I'm just not happy with this decision, and like, it's silly. Because this is like, it feels like Jax. Even though I wasn't collecting Jax back in the day, but it's just really bothersome. What would I do if I were in charge of Mattel's WWE figures? You know what I'd actually do? Add more articulation instead of taking it away, because that's what they do. So there you go. Also, Nate Mays, you keep asking me questions about videos I posted yesterday, so you should check that. Yeah, so I think the only way it'll change is if they hear enough negativity about it, but as we've seen in the past, they're not that open to negativity, so I really don't know what way to make them change. But hopefully they do. Hopefully they realize this was a mistake, but they're probably just seeing all the money they'll save. What articulation did they remove? All right, before I go, I'm just going to say they took away the rotation right here at the shoulder and added it to the elbow, even though that's not how humans actually move. And yeah, because you can rotate while it's open. And they took away the feet articulation. So, are they ruined? Do you guys think so? Do you think Mattel will lose money? I have no idea. It seems like they're taking too many gambles in this day and age, like taking away the accessories on the battle pack. That's understandable. Some of those accessories were trash, but these dolls and now this, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's a good idea. So mom,